Hello and welcome back to my channel of Retail Analysis. If you are new to my channel, then kindly please like my channel and subscribe to it if you want to have intraday trades on regular basis. And then please also click on the bell icon so you can receive a notification as soon as I upload my video, which is almost on a regular basis. And if you are short on time, then I have given timestamps below as well for ease of you guys if you are only looking for a particular pair that you want to trade. And now, as per our routine, let us discuss the dollar analysis for yesterday first of all, and then we will continue with the today's analysis that we might be having tomorrow. So as you guys can clearly see that yesterday in front of you guys I took this trade, and you guys can clearly see that my target was hit. As you can see that my target was hit over here, okay, on this candle, and my stop loss was never hit, so this trade was successful. Now let me just check all the scenarios that I gave yesterday, that were they successful or not. Yesterday when we were discussing the market was trending over here, and we gave you a few buying scenarios and a selling scenario. These never came into play, but this buying area came into play, and you guys can clearly see that market kept on testing this support several times. And if you were a risky seller, you could have made some profit when this area was broken and market went till this point. For that, we can also take a sample trade, so you guys can have an idea that approximately. First of all, let us move to a smaller time frame on which you guys should have taken this trade. Okay, for that, first of all, the entry point would be approximately when this area was broken and it was tested again. Okay, always the double bottoms that I recommend all the time is, you can clearly see that here the area was broken and here the area was broken for the second time, so you guys could have easily entered over here. Okay, and the take profit and the stop loss would be exactly above this candle, and take profit would be somewhere around here. So this is a risk to reward ratio of approximately 6.6. So this is huge, and this was a simple and successful trade that we could have taken, and it was on a retest level as well. Okay, and similarly, if we look at this resistance area that we marked yesterday, even though I did not mention a trade, but if you guys would have identified this as the top for today, and as you can clearly see that the market closed below this level, we could have gone short as soon as the market had respected this level. So once again, if we move to the 15-minute time frame, we can clearly see that market went up to this area and beautifully respected this area, and market closed below. We could have easily gone short from here, and if we take a trade from here, you guys can clearly have an idea that till here, that would be our stop loss, and our take profit would be approximately here. So this is a good 1/2 risk reward. So previous trade it was 6%, and over here it is a 2% profit. So these are good trades that you guys could have easily executed without having to risk much, without taking too many risks. And these further areas did not come into play. So let us now discuss the next levels that might come into play tomorrow. As you guys can clearly see that the market is still in an uptrend, and today it has not broken either of the swing high or the swing low, and market is trending between this area. So what market can do is that our areas for support have changed a little, as you guys can clearly see that this short-term support area has been taken out by these lows, and now these lows have become our area of support. Okay, I would just mark it a little up, and I am going to remove the previous. No, this is still valid. This area is still valid, but these trades are not valid anymore. So I am going to remove these trades, and I am going to remove these as well, as these are not valid anymore. Okay, so now let me just tell you that from where it would be the best possible scenario to sell. First of all, best possible scenario would be from this area. As you can clearly see that the market has already respected this a second time, so there is a good chance that market might respect it tomorrow as well, but there is a good chance that market might break this area. So let me just change this arrow's color to red. If market respects this area, we could go short. Okay, but if now let me also mark some area of short-term support areas, which is this area. Okay, let me change its color to support, which is green color. Okay, now let us take a few trades. If the market is, as market is over here, market respects this area and market closes above this area, and then maybe we could go long from here. And market, there is a good chance that market would be breaking this area as well. Okay, and if that happens, we can also go long from here. Okay, but just keep an eye out for this area, as this area is still valid, and there is a good chance that market might give us a good selling opportunity from here once again. Okay, a good selling point might appear if market somehow closes below this area, and then market respects this area again, and then market closes below this area. Okay, and if market straight away goes below this area, then maybe we can go short straight away. Okay, so now let me mark these selling scenarios in red color so you guys can have a better idea as what trades I am giving you. So I am giving you two buying scenarios. This buying scenario, which would be a risky buy, this is a better buying opportunity upon a retest, and this is also a buying area if market gives us a good opportunity to buy from here. We also have to look out for this support zone, which is short term, but still it might come into play if market tries to respect this area once again. As you guys can clearly see that the market has respected this area over here, then there is a good chance that market would come over here and bounce back from here again, just as it did today. Okay, let me just mark this scenario as well so you guys do not miss on any possible opportunity. Okay, so now let's move on to the next pair, which is Euro USD. Okay, so first of all, let us discuss what we discussed in Euro USD yesterday. As when we were discussing, market was over here, and we gave you some buying setups, which was a buying setup straight away if the market closes above this area, and you guys can clearly see that when market closed above this area, market went up high, and this was a good profit which we could have easily made. These selling setups never came into play, and the buying scenario that we gave, this swing low scenario, also did not come into play. So more or less one of our setups only came into play, and the amount of profit that we would have made from here would be something like, let me just check it for you guys, that as soon as the market closed above this area, we could have gone long. So you upon a retest, of course. So you guys can clearly see that the market went up, and market closed above this area. Market went down again, but when market closed up once again, then we could have gone long over here. As you can clearly see that this was a good buying opportunity. This would be take profit approximately till here, and our stop loss would be approximately till here. So this is a good 1 by 1.5% trade. And our second opportunity that it gave us again was over here, and after that there were no further opportunities created. So even if we would have gone long over here, we could have managed to somehow grab at least, I think, a small number of profit somewhere like this. So this would be what you can say, if you can clearly see, this is a 0.8% profit, but we I would have avoided taking this trade anyway. So, and as you can clearly see, this support area was tested twice. So if you guys were are following my videos and you guys know how to trade a double bottom, then these two bottoms were clearly tested, and we could have gone long over here, and similarly we could have gone long over here. The only thing that you guys had to do was just to mark this area, and we could have managed to make good profit simply by marking this area. As you can clearly see, this was a bottom, and this was a second bottom test, and market closed above this area, and we could have gone long from here. This was a very simple trade that we could have taken, and without much without a very big stop loss just below here, and the amount of profit would be intense. This is 4.2% profit, which is huge. Okay, and the second time when the market tested this area like this, we could have gone long from here. And let me just take a trade for you guys so you guys can have a better idea. Our stop loss would be just below this candle, just for understanding purpose, and this would be our trade again, which this is a even bigger profit. This is 5.8%. Okay, so this was our double bottom, and this was our triple bottom. So the triple bottom would be a riskier trade, but still, if the market is following our support areas, then why, and then we can take small risks, and sometimes the risks pay off in a good way, like just like in this trade. Okay, now let us go back to the 1 hour chart and discuss the scenarios that we can have tomorrow. Okay, so let me just the this area is still valid, and the area and this swing low is also still valid. So the next the this support is also still valid, and even this support is still valid, but there is a good chance that these areas yes, today, as you guys can clearly see that this support was respected, so I'm expecting the market to go up further. So I am going to remove the previous scenarios first, and I'm going to give you fresh scenarios. Okay, so let me remove and this. So, and these arrows will also be removed so you guys can have a better idea. And as you guys clearly know that how I have marked this area, and just to make this area more visible, I'm going to make it bigger so you guys can have a better idea. Okay, this is our short-term support zone. Okay, this area has been already tested several times. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's a good chance that it might be respected again. Okay, so now we will be looking out for a new support zone, which will be of course a short-term support zone, but still which would be over here. So now what we are expecting is that if the market comes down to this area and market goes up, then we can go long from here. And similarly, if the market closes above this area, let me just stretch this area a little. As you can clearly see that the market has respected this area quite a bit. If the market closes above this area and we are a risky buyer, maybe we can go long straight away. But we have to be very vigilant and careful for this whole area. If market comes into this area and gives us a good selling opportunity, we are going to sell this pair on the first instance. Okay, now for the selling option, what we are going to look for is that if market goes up in this zone, okay, let me mark this scenario in red, and market closes below this area, then maybe we can go short. Okay, from this scenario, something like this. Okay, another selling scenario would be if the market closes below this area, maybe we can go short straight away. Okay, and the third selling scenario would be if the market goes below this area and then market respects this area again. Okay, then if the market respects this area again, then maybe we can go short from here and go for a longer short. Okay, so these will be our setups for Euro USD tomorrow. Let's hope that one of the scenario or some of the scenarios come into play and we take our trades accordingly. Okay, now let's move on to the next pair, which is GBPUSD, and now let's discuss that what GBP has for us. Okay, as you can clearly see that when yesterday we were discussing GBP market was over here, and we gave you this area as a resistance area, but this was broken, and if this area was to be broken, then if you were a risky buyer, you had to take a good buy, and you can clearly see you made some profits over here. And even if you were a buyer with buyer who was non-riskier and would to take a trade on a retest, then still this trade would have come into play. Secondly, we gave you another trade that if this area was broken, then we could have gone short over here. And you guys can clearly see that market did go short from here, and once market closed below, it gave us a good profit over here. Okay, now let's open the 15 minutes time frame for the our trading purpose. That what sort of trades we would have taken if we would have followed our strategy. Okay, first of all, when market closed above this area, we could have gone long over here. This would be our take profit, and our stop loss would be approximately over here. So this would be approximately 0.9% profit from this trade. And when the market closed below this area, we could have gone short from here. Okay, let me take a short scenario. We would have gone short from here. Okay, so our stop loss would be approximately over here, and our take profit would be approximately here. So this is a 1.5% profit, which is also a very good profit if we just had traded according to the setups that we had given yesterday. Okay, now let's go back to the 1 hour chart and discuss the possible scenarios for today. You guys can clearly see that our swing low has been our recent swing low has been broken, and now our area of now this is our new swing low, and this is our recent swing high. So I am expecting let me just mark Fibonacci level for you guys, so you guys can have a better idea that what the market is gonna, that how much retracement might be expected. So I am expecting the market to go up to at least this 50% level, which is approximately this area. Okay, this is 0.68 and this is 0.5. Okay, exactly at this support area, this would be tested, and if this area is respected, then market would go short from here. Okay, so let me remove this in the previous scenarios, and let me put on the fresh scenarios for all of you, so you guys can have better trading opportunities for tomorrow as well. Okay, so let me remove all these. Okay, so what has happened is that I have this area as a new swing low. So let me just mark this area as a critical area. So now what I am looking for is a good area to buy. So if the market closes above this area, as you guys can clearly see, wherever this market closes, I could just simply go long from here as well. So let me just wait and watch that what the market does from here. And if the market uh, goes up from here, and if the market tends to respect this area, something like this, if the market respects this area and market closes above this area again, then we can go long from here as well. Okay, from this upon a retest, this might be within this level as well. Okay, that depends at whichever scenario comes into play. Okay, and similarly, if the market is able to close below this area, let me change its color to red. Market is able to break this area, and market respects this area again, and market once again closes below this area, then maybe we can go short, and maybe the market would go short even more. And if we are looking for a good selling opportunity, if the market goes short from this support area, then we can go short straight away. Okay, now let us discuss the buying scenario. The next buying scenario would be, uh, but what I am currently looking at is this area might act as a resistance area for us, as this was previously a good support. Now this would turn into a good selling area. So just keep an eye out for this area to give us a good selling opportunity as well. Okay, so just be vigilant, and I think that as one of this scenario would definitely come into play. Okay, and another buying opportunity might come from this area if the market respects this area tomorrow as well. Okay, so and if at any given point the market decides to test this area, then definitely we are going to look for a good selling opportunity from here. And this is our area of short-term resistance. Okay, let me change its color to red. Okay, so now let me just put all the scenarios in place. Now you guys have to wait and watch that whichever scenario comes into play first, we take the trade accordingly. Okay, now let's move on to the most interesting pair, which is gold. XAUUSD. Now you guys can clearly see that when we were discussing gold yesterday, market was at this point of time, and we identified this area as a support zone, and we gave you these two selling setups that you guys can clearly see that the both of these selling setups have given us good profits. Now let us see that how much profits we could have made. Even if we could have gone short straight away, we would have made good profit, and if we would have gone short on a retest, still we would have made some good profit. Now let me open the 15-minute chart so we can identify the selling areas in a better way. Okay, so market was over here, market broke past this area, market tested this area again, and we could have gone short. upon from here several times. Okay, so first of all, as you can clearly see, market came up again, but market closed below here. But here we would have hit our first stop loss. Okay, now let me just say that this from this candle, our stop loss would have been hit from here. But if we would have taken a trade upon this selling area, uh, our stop loss would be approximately over here, and our take profit would be approximately over here. So even if we would have hit one of our stop loss, still we would have covered that in the very next trade, which is the end. We would have made a profit of 2.2%. So overall we would be in 1.2% profit. The next scenario that we gave to you guys was that if the market tests this area, we would have easily gone long from here. So the amount of profit that we guys could have made from here would be something like this, and this is still a running trade, so a 0.96 profit easily would have happened. And as still, if this trade, if you guys have not closed this trade, this trade would still be open. Okay, now let us go back to the 1 hour chart, and now let us discuss the possible scenarios for today that which could have come into play, which could come into play tomorrow. First, let me remove the previous day's setup. As you guys can clearly see that these areas of interest are still in play, so I am not going to remove those areas, and this swing high is also still very much in play. But this buying setups, these buying setups look difficult to be executed, so I'm going to remove these setups. But this swing setup and this swing setup is still very much valid. And now I am expecting the gold to do some retracement. As you guys can clearly see that gold might be in a buying trend tomorrow. As you can clearly see that this low has not been taken out, so this is a slight opportunity which shows that the buyers are very much active in this market. So I am going to mark a very short term resistance area, so we can have an area from where we can take a buy trade. So now if the market closes above this area, and if we are a risky if we are a risky buyer, we can go long straight away. But if we are not a risky buyer, and if we would like to wait for a retest, then maybe we can easily wait for a retest from here. Okay, market goes up, market tests this area again, and then market goes up again. Okay, just keep in mind that this trend line is gonna act as a area of resistance as well. Okay, so just be vigilant, and market might be testing this area as well. Okay, so if the market tests this area once again, then maybe we can go long from here as well. Okay, let me just stretch this area more and take this selling opportunity over here, so you guys can just have a minimum amount of cluster. Okay, so 1 2 3 buying setups are already given. The selling setups would come into play if the market is able to break past this area. Okay, if the market breaks past this area, and once again the market respects this area, and the market closes below, so if the market closes below this area, we are gonna go short. And another setup would be if the market closes below this area straight away, we can go short. Okay, this would be our selling setup. Selling setup, the third most powerful area would be this trend line. If it is tested anywhere and market closes below this trend line, then we can go short from this trend line as well. Let me open the 200 moving average. As you guys can clearly see that the moving averages are in a downward trend, and we can clearly see that moving averages, if at any point of time they are tested again, there would be definitely more selling coming in. If I open the 4-hour chart, yes, even in the 4-hour chart, the 21 moving average is about to be tested soon. So as soon as it gets tested, there is a good chance that, as you can clearly see previously when it was tested, the market went down huge. So there is a good chance that market would go down once again. So just be vigilant and take the trades as per the given scenarios, and you guys would definitely have a good trading day tomorrow as well. Okay, thanks for watching, and if you have not yet liked and subscribed my channel, then please do, and do not forget to click on the bell icon to receive regular notifications of all my videos which I upload regularly for you guys. And also let me know any feedback in comments that you would like me to improve further. Okay, and that's all for today. Thank you, and see you in the next video.